Hello, it's Ned Swan with my book 50 Poems for Christmas, available from Amazon, both in paperback and in Kindle edition. And I certainly hope that you enjoy it if you get yourself a copy. In any case, I'm going to read one of the poems to you tonight, and that's called Christmas in Montana, where I lived for 4 years between 1965 and 1969. A 1954 Chevy Bel Air, straight six, two doors, in robin's egg blue, bought for $125, was all there was between us and the sub-zero road, 600 miles long, over 14 hours, and the Continental Divide between Billings and Libby, Montana. A trip to make a Christmas visit to family in Lincoln County on the Canadian and Idaho borders. This was the coldest winter in memory. It hadn't been above 0 degrees Fahrenheit for a month, and not above -20 for 2 weeks. We had a little garage for our car, but it was so cold that if we left the car in an unheated garage, the oil in the engine would have frozen. The car would never start. So we had an electric headbolt heater that attached to the engine, which we plugged in to the electricity at night to keep the oil from freezing. The morning of departure, packed and bundled into our warmest winter clothes, we unfroze the car door lock with the special lock defrosting antifreeze they sold in spray cans. Thus, unable to turn the key, we could get in the car to try the engine. It turned over and caught. We were on our way. Only 14 sub-freezing hours to go in a place where you don't pass too many cars on the road. So we set off with pit stops at Big Timber, Bozeman, and Missoula. Tires a little bald, but at least no snow on the ground at the moment. Too cold to snow. So we had enough traction and power to crawl up and over the Continental Divide. The hours passed. I was getting tired. The old car, with power nothing, was heavy to drive. We had left Billings very early, while it was still dark. But right now, night was approaching, with the trickiest part of the trip still ahead, the winding mountain and forest road between Kalispell and Libby was dangerous in the dark because of the many herds of deer that roamed the bordering meadows. One, leaping unexpected from the trees into the road, could provoke a nasty, possibly fatal accident. It was quite dark and cold when we finally arrived, but the chill is overcome by the warmth of the greeting of my future wife's parents in their small, cozy house near the center of town. They are happy to see their eldest daughter, the cheerful, intellectual star of the family, and her tall, awkward, but well-meaning future husband from way back east. It was the beginning of an active holiday period with many relatives to visit, many meals to eat, many friends to see, many church services to attend, and a lot of holiday television to watch, not the least of which was the Ice Bowl, 31st December 1967, between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, one of the greatest games ever played. It was not only cold in Montana that winter. For that game in Green Bay, Wisconsin, the wind chill temperature was -44 degrees. The officials' whistles froze to their lips. With 16 seconds left to play, Green Bay was at Dallas's 2-foot line, behind by 3 points. Bart Starr, the star quarterback of Green Bay, called Brown right 31 wedge. Right guard Jerry Kramer got just enough traction on the frozen turf to allow Starr to shuffle across the goal line for the win. Warmed by that excitement, I still had the long frozen drive back to Billings over many hours of icy roads. It was late in the day when we set off, so most of the drive was through the long, dark night. In Montana, in the winter, this was dangerous. The state covers 150,000 square miles, and in the time I am writing about, the population totaled only about 600,000 people. After midnight, you could drive for hours, be far from a town, and not meet another car. In the 1960s, we didn't have mobile phones, so if your car broke down and you ran out of fuel to power the heater before help arrived, you could freeze to death. People did every year. But that year we made it back safely from our memorable Rocky Mountain Christmas. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you do get my book, 50 Poems for Christmas, from Amazon, either in paperback or Kindle. Goodbye now.